Hello everyone, my name is David Spreadborough. I'm a forensic analyst at Ant Software and part-time trainer now. And we had a bit of a discussion regarding the video input filter in Ant 5. And it's very difficult to actually show during training in sort of real life scenarios because obviously we can't be carrying around digital video recorders and various other devices. So we thought we'd put together this video for you, which is all about using the video input filter in Ant 5 whilst recovering CCTV on a scene. So let's head on over to an actual digital video recorder that you may come across when tasked with recovering CCTV on a scene. Very basic DVR. And there may not be a monitor with it. The monitor may be in another room. The monitor may be broken. The video that's actually being recorded may be being monitored over a network, or more commonly now, perhaps on a mobile device. And I'll talk more about sort of the concerns with having it being monitored and recovered on a mobile device when we're actually doing the retrieval. So this is the digital video recorder that we're going to be working with. Very basic, cheap DVR that will be commonly installed in small premises and perhaps homes. Looking round at the back of the digital video recorder, we've got all the various inputs and outputs. First thing to notice is obviously there's no audio coming in or out, which will be handy to note because then that will give you an idea on whether or not there's going to be an audio signal with any of your video signals. We've got two camera inputs going in. And we've got some video output options of VGA and HDMI. There's a HDMI cable, but again, that HDMI might be in another room. So the HDMI out, the TV screen, might be in another room because that's where the owner might want to watch the footage. So say for instance a store where they show the CCTV in the store. And there's a network interface there as well. It's always worth straight away disconnecting that network cable, so whilst you're doing the recovery, no one can gain access to the device whilst you're accessing it. A couple of USBs, one's going to be for the mouse, controlling the mouse, and then the power. So a very basic digital video recorder. On this slide, you can see our video capture box. There's lots of different video capture devices, and they're all designed for bringing in a video signal, converting that into a digital video signal, and then outputting it in USB. And this is a USB 3. USB 2 isn't fast enough for the high quality video and high frame rate video, so you will need a USB 3 device. I can see that I've got my HDMI cable attached to my breakout cable there with all the various other component, composite, that is, RGB, composite, no, it's component, oh, there you go, I always get them around the wrong way. My red, green and blue, but there are other breakout boxes that I can attach to my box here, and that would take in the VGA signal, a DVI or S-video signal, so various other video inputs. But I've already got my HDMI cable attached to this. And now we can go into 5. In 5, you've got the video input filter, and when we click on the video input filter, we've got the options of choosing the device. And I can see here I've got device, HD video, and then XI100, etc., etc., etc. And Interestingly, when I then click show settings, I will be able to see all the settings for that device. And the reason why I can see all the settings for this device is because this is what's known as a driverless device. It's not using another application in order to control it. It's all being done with using the Windows Direct Show capability, which is really handy in 5 because you can access it then directly from within the software. You don't have to use another application. And I can see everything that is coming into the system using the properties on this device. If we press OK, we will then see the signal coming in, and here is the signal from the digital video recorder, and that's me there. You'll need to press play in order to play it. The first time that you get the signal up, it will be paused, and then you'll be able to be reviewing the signal coming out of the digital video recorder. And you'll be able to record it. So everything you do with that device, you'll be recording into AMP5 as a video file. You'll see up in the filter settings next to parameters, you've got a button called record. And then you'll be able to record that video file into 5. And that's where we're going to go now. And this is now the recording in AMP5. So hello. And what we're going to do now is go into the DVR's menu and see if we can find some details to do with the cameras first of all, before we do the retrieval, and before we back up or download or export, whatever the DVR says, the data. Then we just want to find some details to do with the cameras. You can see that it's, well, you can't see actually, but in 5 I can see the stream size at the bottom in my status bar. In 5 I can see the stream size of 1024 by 768. So if I went to the kitchen camera here, and now my mouse fails to work, which is seriously annoying. That's working okay. There we go, that's better. You can see that this is coming out of the DVR in a 4:3 aspect ratio, 1024 by 768. Well, should this camera be 4:3 or should this camera be something else? So if I was going to be recording this out as evidence, I've got to make sure that what's coming out the back of the DVR, because let's say for instance the export function may be broken, I've got to ensure that what's coming out the back of the DVR is the same size as what was recorded, because we could get distorted aspect ratios. So let's see if we can go back now to our main view. Wonder why my mouse is playing up a little bit here. There we go, that's better. And let's have a look and see if we can find out about the cameras. So let's have a look. That was on a right click. We don't want to adjust the output. We could have a look at the output and see what it's supposed to be coming out at, but I can see the stream size coming in. So let's have a look. And main menu, system, encode. There we go. Encode. Ah, here we are. Right. So channel 1, it's being encoded in H.265 or H.265X, which whatever that's supposed to be. We've got a resolution of 1080n. We might have to do some research on what 1080n actually is. And we've got a frame rate and what sort of quality, it is. All these DVRs put different quality names. They could put, high, low, or 1, 2, 3, or whatever, when we've got various options here. But let's going to be pretty middle of the road. But that's what we need. It's the export is at H.265, the resolution is at 1080n, and we've got a frame rate of 25. Okay, you can see here that we're also recording an extra stream to camera 1, and that's going to be on the DVR as well. That's probably going to be for a mobile viewer. So if you attach to the DVR with your Android or iOS device, then this is the stream that you will see. You won't see that stream, you'll see this stream. You may find a lot of people now is that's the only way that they connect to their surveillance system is through their mobile device. And then their mobile device will record the video, and then that's the video that you will get in evidence. Well, obviously that's massively different to what was actually being recorded. You have to be very, very careful on how you're accepting videos now and how videos are being passed to you for an investigation. So camera 1 was 1080n, H.265, and let's have a look at 25 frames per second. Camera 2, here we go. We've got something different. H.265 again, 25 again, but we've got 960H this time as a resolution. So we've got two different resolutions for camera 1 and camera 2. Again, that's going to come in handy. You could have lots of different cameras here, lots of different settings. Again, you're recording this video, so you don't need to write it down. You can leave it there and you can come back to the recording at a later stage. Just going to now press OK, press cancel on that, and cancel on that, I think. Yes. So let's now have a look at our retrieval process. First thing I need to do is main menu, I think. Let's have a look. Record. Yes. Okay. And we want to back up. Okay. But I haven't put in a USB device yet. So let's go over to, let's just cancel that for the moment, just to make sure. These DVRs, they're not that clever. And if I put in a USB device whilst I'm in the backup mode, it might not do what I want it to do. So I have to be very, very careful. So let's put a USB device into the back of the DVR. Okay, I'm back. And let's now have a look. So main menu, record, backup. And that's the USB device that we've just entered. Okay. And let's go back up. And let's have a look. Well, I don't want all of this. I don't want between the 8th and the 11th. And I want, let's say, the last 10 minutes of channel all. So let's put all there. And what are we on? We're on the 11th today. So let's do 11. And let's do 16. Oh no, 16. Let's do 0, 0. There we go. And up to 16, 12, 56. So just 12 minutes or so. Okay. One thing we didn't talk about was the time on the DVR and doing time offsets. And I'll leave that for another time. Or if you're watching this during a training session, then the trainer will talk about checking the time and for making sure that you are actually recovering the right time that you think the incident happened. Because this digital video recorder time may not be correct. I know this is pretty much correct as I've set it, because this is one of the test DVRs that we have. However, you do need to make sure that this is the correct time. Now here's an interesting one. Backup format. Okay, we've got H.264 and AVI only for H.264. Well, this is supposed to be encoding in H.265. It's a different encoding type. So I'm going to say H.264 at the moment. Now, it might come out thinking it's H.264, but it's recorded as H.265. I don't know yet. We're going to have a look. All of retrievals are a bit of a research project. So I don't want to go to AVI. I don't want to put it into a container by myself, or by I don't want the DVR to do that. I'm going to say recording format H.264 to start off with, and then we can have a look. I'm going to now press start. Oh, no file to backup. What have we done? Oh, here we go. Add. I need to add it. There we are. Now, I don't want channel 3 and 4. I'm going to just turn them off because I haven't got any cameras attached to channel 3 and 4. I've only got 2 cameras. So I'm just not going to worry about them, and just 1 and 2. And then press start. Now, the good thing is, when you're doing this and you're actually recording your retrieval process into 5, is that all of this is recorded. So everything that you're doing with the digital video recorder, you've got a recorded copy of that. If in this process something happens, the DVR crashes or something goes wrong, you've got some evidence to say, yes, this is what happened. And that when, quite often, these digital video recorders, they haven't been used to back up pieces of video or play video. They've just been recording, sometimes for 3 or 4 years before anybody touches them. The moment then it tries to do something different, it can go wrong. And they often do, especially small little DVRs, digital video recorders, and network video recorders like this. So we've got another couple of seconds to go here. We've done our retrieval process. We've checked some of the settings on the DVR. We could have had a look around all the menu settings. We could have had a look and seen what was actually recorded. So we could have seen, there we go, press OK. Press cancel now, and cancel, and cancel. And actually, yeah, we'll go to record again, but we'll go to playback. And here we can see what was recorded. So again, this is another good thing to have in your recording process, is what was actually on the DVR. And I can see, yes, I've got footage from the 3rd, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. But I haven't got any footage for the 4th and 5th. Now that might be important to you, and it might be important to your case to say, well, there was no recordings on the 4th and the 5th. Why was that? So always have a look and do, you can record that information into your 5 recording. So I'm just going to close that now, and close that, and close that. There we go. So we're all back now. And now I'm going to eject the USB pen. So I'm just going to pull it out. And the next stage will then be going over into 5 and putting these files that I've just recovered into AMP5. Before we do that, I'm going to hit the stop recording, and after it stops recording, I will then get a video loader chain down in my my history, and that video loader will be my recorded video. And I'll put on some screenshots of that shortly. So until then, bye for now. So here we are after our retrieval, after our acquisition of our video data. We downloaded 2 cameras and we can see them in my USB device, my amped USB device. I can see my 2 cameras there, and I'm using the copy and verify tool in AMP5 to bring that data from my USB device over to my computer. Once you've recovered those video files must have an integrity chain. So the first thing that you need to do is the copy and verify to bring it across, because then you'll have your hash values calculated, and those are the hash values that you can always refer to throughout your entire investigation to prove that those video files have not changed. When you've done a copy and verify, you'll get a log file, and that log file has all the data that you need to say where it started. You can see your F drive, and that was a USB device. It's got some system volume information there as well. You can see that my path, my source hash, and then my destination hash, and that the hashes are fine. And you can also see that there's a hash of the text file and how it was created, what version of AMP5 created that file. So that's just start of your integrity chain after the creation of those files. Now they're in AMP5, and you can see from my history there that we've got my video input, which is the input from the digital video recorder. We've got the video loader, which is the recording that I made from my video input, and I've got my recovered files. So before I've even left the scene, I would be creating my AMP5 project with this to say, that's what I used, that's what I did. I've got a recording of it, so all the settings on the DVR, as you saw earlier, all the settings on the DVR are all in that recording, and the 2 recovered files. And you may be able to notice, look at this cam 1, look how strange size that is. Well, let's just have a very, very quick look. Not really part of the retrieval process. When we were doing the retrieval process, we noticed first of all that there was this 1080n as a resolution size, and we've got a width and height of 944 by 1080. It's a half width 1080 resolution, so we will need to do some aspect ratio correction on that. We've got some issues with the display aspect ratio, which obviously we can quite easily see. And lastly, let's look at codec H.264. Well, what was it recording at? It stated H.265X. And so that is something that we may need to do some research with to say, okay, the device was displaying this information and I've recovered this information. Is it the same, or has it been transcoded? And for that, we would have to do some research. Okay, that's it for now. I hope all that makes sense and that helps you and gives you some ideas of using the video input filter in AMP5 in order to record and document your retrieval process during a CCTV acquisition. Thanks for watching, and see you all soon. Bye for now.